In the lawn care world, there is a dedicated group of individuals highlighting the unsung heroes, maintaining positivity and order. From memes and pro tips to giveaway trucks, they serve an important role in the green industry. These are their stories.
All right, so we are officially here on the Behind the Stripe podcast, our first official Stripe Life family podcast. And I've got my co-star here that some of you might not know. He's, I think, the legal age to drive out in Montana. We've got Trevor Spencer. Trevor, say hi.
Hi, guys. Yeah, this is exciting. This has been a work in progress for a while. It started out as a little chat in a truck on the way to Kentucky, and here we are.
Yeah, I'm used to not using a professional microphone, so I feel like I have to like yell into this thing. So I'm gonna try to talk quietly, and it's probably gonna be pretty clear and crisp, almost like a Luther Vandross we're gonna go for today. But
It's smooth. It's smooth.
today is just gonna be a test run. Trevor is my electronics guy, and I think he's been an electronics guy for about 20 minutes right now. So we're gonna
19.
learn this. We're gonna learn this as we go, but this is gonna be a just a quick little teaser, almost a trailer of what's to come. What we're gonna talk about. Our first two guests. We're gonna give a quick intro to hype you up, and go from there. I'm gonna start off real quick with the Behind the Stripe. Obviously, I am Ken from Stripe Life Lawn Care. I've been doing part-time lawn care for 10 plus years. We have social channels everywhere. Stripe Life Canada, you name it. And we're trying to get a little bit more serious this year. We are got a lot of big things to announce here soon, hopefully, Lord willing. But the Behind the Stripe podcast, I've been listening to podcasts, watching podcasts like most of you forever. And we want this one to be a little bit different. We don't want to go around bragging about people's $1 million+ companies and their trucks and all their stuff that they have. We want to talk about the unsung hero. We want to talk about the little guy, the solo guy, the one crew, maybe 1-2 truck. We want to know how you get through those days, how you get through those injuries. And that's what we're after. This podcast, first and foremost, is about fun. And like everything else we do, it's about giving back to the industry, whether it's just in positive videos, funny memes, giveaways, trucks, you name it. But we want the podcast to be a representation of that same thing. So I think I found a good partner here with Trevor. He's a positive guy. Even for me, like people think, oh, just because you make positive videos, you must be a real positive guy in real life. That's not the case. I mean, and my circle knows that I can be a Doug Downer as well. And even the positive content makers need a positive person to wake them up. And I think me and Trevor are going to ping off each other pretty well. But Trevor, why don't you tell us and tell everybody who our first guest we've picked out for, and they agreed. They took that $100,000 contract, which was nice. Gave us
Man,
a
I
deal.
don't know why you're having me introduce him. I mean, you're the guy that knows him so well and kind of did a little illegal action with him.
Well, D went in first, so he would obviously be the one that would get arrested.
Yeah, give us a little teaser about that.
So we've landed our first ever podcast host for our real one is going to be Matthew Armstrong. And Matt, if you guys remember, and if you've been in this game for a while, he was one of the inventors and owners of Check, which was like a jobber CRM. Matt had a great podcast going for a while. I was on, I think it was actually the first real podcast I was ever on was Matt. So it only seems right to have him as my first ever real host. Is just a great guy. He was there with us at the expo when we gave away our first truck ever. He was like one of the main guys announcing all the crazy giveaways and the Yetis. We also are going to dive into how Matt was the getaway driver of my wife's Honda CRV and how we broke into the expo on that first truck giveaway.
Allegedly.
Around 11. Yeah, it was really just D from D's Lawn Care, honestly, was the guy that would probably go down for it. But Matt's going to come on. He's going to talk. He's going to be our first real guy. This guy is a genius. And he also, depending on the year, has long hair, looks kind of like Matthew McConaughey. But we've got a couple cool stories. And I think that's going to be an amazing first episode, talking about that breaking into the expo, talking about how much of a big deal Matt has been to help us grow. And
And just a wealth of knowledge too. He's a smart dude, and
you
you're
could
gonna
just hear him
wanna stick
talk all
around and
day,
hear.
so he's gonna steal the show for sure, which is gonna help ease us into this whole podcasting, thing. We're gonna learn
Absolutely.
from an OG of the lawn care podcast, and, it's gonna be great to get him back on there. I know he had a lot of fans, tons of followers. And then we're only going to announce to the second one. Our second backup that we're going to have for our second show is going to be Rocky Reynolds. Now, Rocky Reynolds was a bigwig of Cenex Power Tools, and Cenex is one of our sponsors, and they have done wonders for us. They have helped me on every truck. I've given away 5 trucks to date with $0 in taxes to the winners. We just had an amazing turnout. Me and Trevor were there this past October at the Quip Expo. Had a crazy turnout with that 5.0 Ranger.
Yeah, if you guys weren't there, you guys will go into depth on that down the road too, and that's gonna be a fun story to hear about as well.
But Rocky is just a super cool guy. The only negative thing about Rocky is that he's kind of the main reason why I have a tramp stamp. So we're gonna go into what Rocky used to do for Cenex, what he does now, how bad did Austin beat me at pickleball, and Rocky's just a cool guy. He got me into the NASCAR races and stuff, and he's gonna be a really cool second guest. And then from there, we're talking to you out there. So we did an email thing before. It's hard to get these things going. And once you hear what else we have cooking, you're going to understand the craziness. But we are talking to you. We are you. Too often people feel like, hey, man, this guy's got hundreds of thousands of followers in a Facebook group, and he's a really good looking guy, that works with Ferris Mowers and stuff. He's too good for me. And that's not the case. We don't want to be like that. We are all the same. And that's what's funny when you make a video about seasonal depression or how you can't lose weight or whatever else. We all, connect with those because we all are the same person. We're all going through the same stuff. So we are trying to look for people that are just like us. Me and Trevor are nothing special in this world. But we want to get the regular guy. We want to hear your story. We want to know how you fight through the hard times. We don't care about how much money you got. We don't care about how much you're doing in revenue. We really don't even want to talk about money, honestly. We just want to talk about real situations that our followers can listen to and be like, damn, like I should have done that, or now I can do that, and this is going to help me get through stuff. We're going to try to have a lot of fun. But Trevor, what's something that you're hoping to get from this whole thing? I mean, I've never been a podcast host or co-host, and either of you. So how do you think this is going to go?
Man, I just the idea is awesome. I love the whole aspect of talking to the guys in the field that you don't hear from a lot. I'm one of those guys, that's how I started. I want to hear the successes and the failures and the camaraderie stories and stuff like that. That's what's exciting to me, to hear about stuff that goes on kind of behind the scenes, the typical day in a lawn care company. That's what's fun for me, to hear guys that are on the same page as me. So that's what I'm looking forward to, definitely. Um, you know, uh, the stuff with Matt, the stuff with Rocky, I'm excited to hear some of these fun stories. Um, and just excited to see who we're going to be able to get on here. It's going to be interesting to hear the perspective of people from all around the United States,
And you gotta love the name. I mean, literally, I don't listen to a whole lot of podcasts. I listen to podcasts that I'm on. I listen to podcasts, Crooked Stripes from my partner,
Yeah, definitely.
Brandon from Stripe Life Canada. He's got Kyle on there a lot. I listen to Ballard stuff sometimes. I listen to some stuff. I listen to more clips, like clips of podcasts. I hardly listen from start to finish. But if I start doing more lawn and landscape and I'm out in the field more, I'm probably going to want to listen to podcasts more. So, I'm excited to just hear real people and kind of figure some stuff out as we go. We are not movie stars, we might
No.
look good looking and this beard's coming in, but we're going to figure out this whole podcast thing as we go. We have no official sponsors right now. It's not really the goal out of the gate, but we just want to get some real people out there. The name behind the stripe has been in my head for years, and I always thought it was a badass podcast name. So let me know in those comments if you guys think that that's a cool name as well. But we got the logo, if you see right behind Trevor, is pretty badass. This is just a teaser. We're going to get Matt on. We'll probably try to get that done within a week. Obviously, it's Christmas. It's a little tough. And like I said, we have got some crazy things that me and Trevor are trying to pull off here. Me and Trevor been talking for a long time. He came out to Maryland. I made him fly to Maryland instead of Kentucky. And I was like, look, why don't you help me drive this Ranger?
Last minute switch of tickets. It was
That
really
that
easy.
was pretty cool. And some crazy ideas we've been rolling off. And I'm at that point. I turned 40 next year where I was like, you know what? Like, what are we waiting for, man? So we've got some hopefully amazing news that's going to turn this podcast and this page and all of this stuff into just a sprint to the top that you're going to want to be a part of. So
yeah, you're definitely going to want to stick around and get in on all this stuff. It's going to be exciting. And then, what's cooler than listening to a podcast with your buddy down the road and hearing about his stories, and then the little guys. I mean, this is just exciting. It's such a great idea, such a great concept, and I think everybody's going to be able to be a part of it and going to want to be a part of it.
Yeah, I think too often people, when they make these podcasts, like, and it's business general. So like this is a lawn landscape kind of podcast, that everybody gets stuck following in the footsteps of what everyone else does. Oh, hey, let's go interview the most popular people. Let's go interview the richest people with the biggest companies. And for some reason, people think that we want to hear about year 0 to 1 million and year 0 to 2 million. And the problem is most people get jealous and then they get turned off and they don't want to watch it. I'd rather hear about a guy that broke his foot on a treadmill and how the hell did you still cut your yards? I'd rather hear about a guy that his mower breaks and this and that. And how do you get through those days? I want to hear about the real life situations. Again, I don't care what your net worth is, or all that 0 to 100 or all that kind of stuff. We want to hear about the real stuff, the day to day, that we're all battling and sharing on, and that's going to help us connect better. And I think that's what's going to set this podcast, apart. So
Yeah,
nice
we've all
little
had those
teaser.
days, and that's what we want to hear about.
Yeah. So we're gonna obviously set up the studios a little bit different. We're gonna get things rolling, get some guests lined up. But Matt is gonna be our first one, Rocky's gonna be our second, and you might be our third. So hit us up, stripelifeken@gmail.com if you want to be on here. You gotta be funny. You gotta be able to be real. So I think it's gonna be pretty cool. So Trevor's gonna try to edit this one up and make this like our first official kind of little uh intro, little teaser. So this is kind of like our first official one that we'll post. Um don't get mad at the intro. Trevor paid some robot to set that up, so we're still trying to tweak that a little bit better.
We'll get
But
there, guys. We'll get there. There's a lot of kinks and a lot of bugs we're still trying to work out. Thanks so much to Brandon with Crooked Stripes for being that ear whenever I have issues or questions. And we're gonna get there. This will be off and rolling without a hitch here soon, guys. So just
yeah,
bear
we're
with us.
gonna we just need you. We need good guests, real people, and
Your stories.
we're
We need
trying
all
not
that.
to get canceled as well. So like when we're on here, we're kind of like obviously live and it's behind the stripe, but we still need our sponsors and we still need friends. So we're gonna try to keep it somewhat family friendly.
If you ran over a cat, PG-13 at least. Just
But it should be interesting. But I hope you guys are along for the journey. I'm looking forward to getting a bunch of you guys on here and hearing some crazy stuff and some Montana stories. And like I said, we've got so much crazy stuff coming that you are not gonna believe what the Stripe Life pages and channel is up to. So
yeah, you're gonna
really
want to
looking
be
forward
in
to
on the
that.
ground floor of all this and follow along, because most of it, if you're not sitting here hearing it, you're not gonna believe it.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of things we got to pull off. But if we pull it off, it's going to be the coolest year in the history of life known to man, especially in lawn care. And got some big things coming.
You hear that, guys? That's it right there.
It's pretty nuts. But I'm Ken, and that is Trevor, and this is Behind the Stripe.